Have you ever locked eyes with someone and felt like time stood still? A brief glance, a smile, or even just a light touch, everything seems to make your heart race a little faster. Did you think you were imagining it? Or was it just a fleeting thought? However, if you've experienced these signs, it's possible that you and the other person are indeed forming a special connection. In this video, I'm going to share with you 10 clear psychological signs that show two people truly like each other. Even without saying a single word, these signs can be so subtle that you might miss them unless you know what to look for. So, are you and that person unknowingly building a unique connection? Keep watching to find out the answer. Stay tuned for more insightful lessons at Shining Mirror-LVB. The magic gaze, a wordless conversation. Have you ever locked eyes with someone and felt like the world around you disappears? A lingering gaze, or a quick glance followed by looking away, but enough to make you feel that something deeper is happening. The eyes are not only the windows to the soul but also the most powerful wordless message. When two people like each other, their eyes can become a conversation without words. We don't just look at each other out of curiosity, but as a way to connect emotionally. That's why a gaze can speak volumes. The power of the gaze. The eyes can carry emotions that words cannot fully express. Sometimes, a fleeting glance can make you feel the care, closeness, or even longing from the other person. When eyes meet, something intangible but powerful emerges, a connection, an immediate bond, as if what words can't convey finds its way into the heart through the eyes. We may not always be able to explain this feeling, but all we need to do is look and feel. The eyes as the key to understanding. In relationships, the gaze can be a tool to convey messages that words cannot say. Sometimes, when you look into someone's eyes, you can see sadness, joy, or even dreams that haven't yet come true. The eyes hold every emotion, from gentle worries to deep love. This is why, in a wordless conversation, sometimes just a perfectly timed glance can change everything. It's a strong connection, one that doesn't need confirmation or explanation through words, just through the gaze. Eyes that speak of affection. When two people truly like each other, their gaze becomes a wonderful means of communication, requiring no words. A gaze full of care can replace everything we wish to say but cannot find the words for. Through every glance, we find understanding and harmony. And these are the moments that sometimes we don't even recognize. Yet they are the clearest signs of an emotional connection between two people. The eyes can be the bridge between two hearts, bringing them closer together without needing to speak. Sometimes, a sincere gaze can replace an entire paragraph because it doesn't just express affection, it conveys understanding, empathy, and alignment. The gaze and emotional harmony. A glance, even if brief, can create an emotional harmony that words cannot achieve. It's the unspoken connection, the shared feelings that only those involved can truly sense. Every time you look into someone's eyes, you don't just see their outward appearance, you feel their inner thoughts and emotions. When you and the other person can look at each other without needing words, that's when you know something special is beginning to form. The gaze is not just an unconscious action, it is a powerful and subtle means of communication. It can convey everything that words cannot express. And that's why we always feel that when our eyes meet, it's the moment when real emotions are shared. When two people like each other, the gaze becomes more than just a simple look, it's part of a wordless conversation that brings a deeper connection and understanding than ever before. Mirroring gestures. Every movement has meaning. If you've noticed, sometimes you see the other person unconsciously mimicking your gestures. You cross your arms, and they do the same. Or you lean forward, and they follow. This is a clear sign of a mental and emotional connection between the two of you. These gestures are not just random coincidences but a powerful indicator of emotional harmony. Psychologists call this phenomenon the chameleon effect. When we're attracted to someone, our brain automatically activates mirror neurons, causing us to mimic their actions without even realizing it. This happens because our brains tend to empathize and respond to others' gestures as a way to express connection, understanding, and attachment. Mirroring as a sign of understanding. The chameleon effect is not only an unconscious imitation but also a way to express understanding and empathy between two people. When you begin to mirror someone's gestures, you're not just copying their actions, you're creating a space where two souls can resonate with one another. It's an emotional connection that doesn't require words. This feeling can emerge naturally, allowing both people to sense each other's inner vibrations. Mirroring can also be a way of showing trust and comfort in a relationship. When we feel safe and at ease with someone, we naturally mirror their actions without fear of being judged or evaluated. It's a sign that both people are in a shared psychological space, where the emotional connection is truly being built. Mirroring, a sign of love and connection. In romantic relationships, mirroring gestures can be a clear sign of attachment and love. When two people are truly in love, mimicking each other's actions becomes a natural part of their wordless conversation. Sometimes, just a glance or a small gesture can make two people feel like they're speaking to each other without uttering a word. This is the sign of alignment, where two hearts are truly in sync. Mirroring gestures and attraction without words. Mirroring is not only a sign of understanding but also a natural attraction. When you feel a strong connection with someone, your body unconsciously starts to respond, mimicking their actions. This shows a natural attraction that you may not be able to explain in words. It's a sign of similarity, of subtle bonds that we cannot see but can feel very clearly. Mirroring gestures are one of the clearest signs that you and the other person are forming a special connection. It represents emotional harmony, understanding, and natural attraction. These unconscious actions are not just physical movements but also proof of the deep bond between two people. So, if you notice someone mirroring your gestures, it might be a sign that you and they are building a relationship full of potential and deep empathy. Private stories, the language of intimacy. Have you ever shared jokes or stories with someone that no one else understands? A quick remark, a special nickname, or simply a little joke that only the two of you fully grasp the meaning of. This is a clear sign of a deep connection. You create a private world, an emotional space where only the two of you understand each other, where every word and action is filled with understanding and resonance. When you and the other person have private stories that no one else understands, it means that you've built a language of your own, a unique way of communicating that is exclusive to just the two of you. These stories may not always be clear to outsiders, but to you and the other person, they are an essential part of your relationship. This is how you create closeness, a deep emotional bond without needing to say too much. The language of connection. Private stories or the nicknames that you both have for each other are truly the language of connection. They are small details that carry a lot of emotion, making you and the other person feel closer and more understood. These jokes, these words that don't need explaining, are expressions of trust and closeness that words cannot convey. This is a form of nonverbal communication, built over time through the shared moments that only the two of you experience together. What's special about these private stories is their uniqueness. They are not stories that you can share with just anyone because they contain emotional elements and memories that only the two of you truly understand. And it is through these stories that a strong connection is formed because they show that you and the other person have a shared journey, unique memories, and a deep understanding of each other. Understanding without words. It is these stories, whether small or big, that create a special language where you and the other person can communicate without needing to speak too much. They allow you to express thoughts and feelings without needing to explain them, with just a glance, a look, or a smile being enough for both of you to understand each other. This understanding doesn't come from words, but from the shared experiences and special memories you've built together. A relationship based on this kind of understanding is truly intimate and enduring because the two of you don't need to try to please each other with words or grand actions. You simply need to be yourselves. And through these private stories, you've created a natural and genuine connection. Connecting through small stories. Private stories may just be small details in everyday life, but it's these details that create an invisible thread connecting you and the other person. Perhaps it's a joke that only you two understand, or a remark that doesn't need an explanation, but they create a private, warm space where both of you feel comfortable and trust one another. These stories are how you and the other person build your relationship. Not through promises or grand gestures, but through small moments, through sincere emotional exchanges, when two people can understand each other without needing to say too much. That's when the relationship becomes truly strong and bonded. Light touches, connecting through physical contact. Light touches, such as a touch on the hand, a pat on the shoulder, or simply a gentle nudge during a conversation, can carry a lot of emotions that sometimes we can't express with words. These touches are not just physical closeness, they are a confirmation of a developing relationship. They can be a powerful form of nonverbal communication, helping both parties express care, understanding, and even deep affection without needing to speak. Especially when both people actively engage in these actions, it signals a strong attraction. A delicate touch on the hand during a conversation, or a gentle pat on the shoulder when comforting each other, can create a sense of safety and bonding, making the relationship feel closer. These light touches show that both people are feeling comfortable and natural around each other, with no need to hide emotions or fear judgment. Emotions and physical contact. According to psychological studies, physical contact can enhance the feeling of safety and closeness between two people. When we touch someone, our brain releases oxytocin, a hormone related to happiness and connection. Therefore, a light touch can provide comfort, ease anxieties, and strengthen emotional bonds. In new relationships, light touches are especially significant as they show openness and acceptance. These touches don't need to be strong or overt, just a small, natural gesture can have a profound impact on both people's feelings. It could be a reassuring pat on the back, a comforting hand-holding, or a light touch while laughing together. Each of these touches strengthens the emotional connection, as each one is a step forward in understanding and sharing with each other. Attraction from physical contact. When these light touches occur naturally, it's a strong sign of attraction between two people. A touch on the hand in a surprising moment, a pat on the shoulder filled with concern, or a gentle hug, all are signs of closeness and affection being built. These actions are not just physical contact, they are expressions of deep affection, showing comfort and trust in the relationship. In romantic relationships, these light touches can be signs of growing attraction and connection. When both people feel comfortable with each other and are open to physical contact, it's a clear sign of a strong emotional connection. These touches create a safe and comfortable space where both people can express their affection without needing words. Light touches are an essential part of any relationship, especially romantic ones. They not only signify physical closeness but also indicate emotional connection and attraction between two people. These touches help build trust and safety, making the relationship stronger. Therefore, if you notice these light touches in your relationship, see them as a positive sign. The connection and attraction are gradually forming. Remembering the little details, a sign of true care. When the other person remembers the small details about you, your favorite food, the movie you like to watch, or even an event you shared a long time ago, this is a clear sign of deep care. These details, although seemingly small, carry a lot of affection and attention. Our brains tend to remember details related to those we find special. And when someone else remembers these details, it shows that they care about you and have genuine affection for you. Care expressed through small details. Sometimes, it's the smallest things that can be the biggest expressions of affection. A person remembering your favorite dish, even though it may not matter much to them, or remembering a movie you mentioned only once, all point to the fact that they are giving special attention to you. When someone remembers these details, it's not just that they heard you, but they really listened, cared, and wanted to bring you joy. It's a way of expressing deep affection without needing to say a word. Affection expressed through attention to small details. When someone remembers what you've said, even if it's a small detail, they're showing real care and sincerity. It indicates that they're not only taking time to understand you, but they're also creating a space where you feel loved and understood. These small details are how they express that you matter to them, and they're showing particular care for you through each small gesture. Moreover, when someone remembers the little details about you, it shows that they're paying special attention to you, and that's a strong sign of connection. Love isn't only shown through grand gestures but through small actions, like remembering a dish you love or a memorable event you once shared. These small details create a stronger bond because they reflect understanding and mutual respect. Genuine listening. When the other person remembers the little details about you, It's not just them keeping track of facts about you, it's also a sign of genuine listening. They care about what you share because they want you to feel important and special in the relationship. It's a deep connection, where you and the other person understand each other not just through spoken words, but through what's left unsaid. These small details make you feel truly loved and appreciated. Remembering the little details isn't just superficial care, it's a key part of true emotional connection. It's a sign of love and deep understanding. When the other person remembers the things you love, the stories you share, they're not just keeping track, but expressing deep affection and genuine care. These small details form the foundation for a strong relationship, where both of you feel the care, the listening, and unconditional love. Shyness, a true sign of affection. Sometimes, you feel a little awkward when you're around someone, unsure of where to put your hands, stuttering words that don't quite fit. These actions aren't a sign of lack of confidence, but rather show that you're feeling nervous and care a lot about the other person. When you find yourself feeling shy around someone, it's actually a sign that you're truly attracted to them and have a special feeling. Shyness, a natural reaction to emotions. Shyness is a natural reaction of the body when we feel particularly drawn to someone. It's a sign of positive anxiety, a way that our body and mind respond when we are near someone we have feelings for. In reality, shyness is not always a bad thing. Sometimes, it's simply an expression of a heart that is confused by the strong attraction that can't be expressed in words. When we feel shy, it shows that we are putting emotional care and attention into the other person. This feeling may make you feel slightly uncomfortable or awkward, but in reality, it's a sign that you're genuinely attracted to them. It's a true expression of affection, not forced or contrived. When we feel shy, we are letting our hearts speak, without the control or caution. Shyness, a sign of true care. Sometimes, when we are around someone special, shyness will emerge as a signal that real feelings are present. When you feel embarrassed and unsure of what to do in those moments, it means that you are genuinely caring. This shyness is not something to be ashamed of, rather, it shows that you are truly investing emotional energy into the relationship. Shyness, an expression of strong attraction. When you feel shy around someone, it's a clear sign that there is strong attraction taking place. Shyness is a way that your body and mind express that you have special feelings for that person. Sometimes, a glance, a shy smile, or a rushed sentence indicates that you are truly paying attention and caring for them. It is a manifestation of deep affection, a natural attraction that can't be hidden. Shyness is an integral part of romantic relationships, especially when there is a special connection between two people. When you feel awkward and unable to control your emotions around someone, it's a sign of sincere feelings and genuine attraction. Don't worry about feeling shy, it's an expression of being true to your emotions. Instead, embrace it because it's a signal that you truly care and are attracted to that person. Getting closer, the instinct of attraction. One of the clearest signs is when you notice that the person is always near you, whether in a meeting or simply by chance at a coffee shop. This is not accidental, it's driven by instinct. When someone likes you, they will find ways to be close to you, even if unconsciously. This is a sign of seeking closeness, a natural attraction that we cannot control. Instinct to be near. When a special connection forms between two people, there is no need for grand words or actions to show it. One of the strongest signs is the natural closeness that develops. It is the instinct of human beings, a pull that we cannot resist. Every time you notice that person appearing in random situations or finding ways to stand close to you during conversations, it is a sign of the desire for closeness, a search for a deeper emotional connection. Uncontrollable attraction. One of the signs of attraction is when we instinctively get closer to someone we feel special about. There's no need to think or try, our bodies and minds automatically seek to be near that person. This is not just random, but a natural response to an irresistible pull. When that person always finds a way to be close to you, they are showing care and creating an emotional space for connection. Feelings expressed through closeness. As the attraction between two people grows stronger, the desire for closeness becomes even more apparent. Sometimes, words aren't needed, just being together, sharing silent moments or brief conversations, can express deeper feelings. These intimate moments can be signs of profound affection, when both feel comfortable and natural in each other's presence without needing to do anything. This closeness comes not only from physical contact but also from spiritual and emotional connection. Gentle looks, a friendly smile, or simply the presence of the other person in your space are enough to form a special relationship. When both people feel at ease near each other without complicating things, it's a sign of strong attraction. When that person always seeks to be near you, whether in unexpected situations or during regular encounters, it is a clear sign of a natural and instinctive attraction. This search for closeness needs no words or grand gestures, it's simply the natural presence of two people in the same space. It is a sign of a deep emotional connection and a relationship that is forming. Strong and enduring. Deep conversations, emotional connection through words. If you and the other person can sit and talk for hours without feeling tired, that's a clear sign of a special relationship. Conversations are not just about exchanging information but also about deep emotional connection. When two people feel comfortable and easily share their thoughts and feelings, that's a sign of a real bond. Connection through words. A deep conversation not only helps you understand each other better but also builds an emotional connection. These conversations often don't have a fixed topic but bring moments where both feel like entering a private world, where sharing is uninterrupted and free of hesitation. A simple glance, a question, or a sincere response can make the conversation feel very special. Understanding in every word. When you and the other person can talk easily and naturally, without worrying about what to say or being judged, it's a sign of deep understanding. You don't have to force yourself, nor do you have to worry about being misunderstood. Instead, you feel accepted and heard. Every word becomes a genuine exchange, making the connection between you and the other person stronger and closer. Conversations without words. Sometimes, in deep conversations, there's no need to use many words to express feelings. A glance, a smile, or simply the comfortable silence of being together can convey so much. What matters is not how much you talk, but how you feel when you share with each other. When you can be with someone without needing to say much but still feel the connection, that's a strong sign of deep affection. Deep conversations are an essential part of any relationship, especially romantic ones. When you and the other person can comfortably share emotions, thoughts, and unspoken feelings, it's a sign of a truly connected relationship. These conversations create trust, understanding, and make the emotional bond between the two of you stronger and deeper. Jealousy, a sign of deep care. Sometimes, when you mention someone else, you may notice a slight change in the other person's attitude, a bit of tension, a silent look, or a small sign of jealousy. It's not overt jealousy, but rather a sign that the person cares about you more than they show. This small jealousy is actually a signal of emotional investment. Small jealousy is a sign of care. Jealousy doesn't necessarily need to be displayed through grand actions or clear anger. Sometimes, it's just small signs, like a slightly downcast gaze or silence when you mention another person. That can be a manifestation of deep care and concern. When someone feels even a little jealous, it's a sign that they truly care and are emotionally invested in the relationship. They don't want to share you with anyone else, which clearly shows that you hold a special value for them. Feelings of possession and emotional connection. Small jealousy is not always negative. Sometimes, it is a natural part of feelings of possession and protection in a relationship. When the other person feels jealous, even just a little, it could be a sign of a strong emotional bond and a desire to devote their attention to you. They feel uneasy when you share attention with someone else, showing that they don't want to lose the closeness with you. Small jealousy, a sign of true affection. When you notice small jealousy in the other person's actions, it could be a good sign of how much they care about you. Jealousy is a natural part of a relationship when two people truly care about each other and want to maintain a special connection. It is a sign of deep affection and emotional investment in the relationship because the other person doesn't want to see you getting close to anyone else, proving that you are important to them. Small jealousy may not always be easy to notice, but when you pick up on these signs, it's a true expression of the care and concern the other person has for you. Jealousy is not just about possession, it's a sign of emotional connection. a signal that the person is investing in the relationship. It is a sign of a relationship that is being nurtured and developed, where affection is clearly shown through small actions. Energy shift, a fresh feeling after each encounter. After every meeting, do you feel like you've been recharged? The conversations don't make you feel tired, instead, you feel more alive and joyful. This is a sign of a strong emotional connection, where each interaction between the two of you creates a dynamic and positive energy for both. Positive energy from the encounter. An encounter that leaves you feeling energized afterward is often a sign of a truly special relationship. When you interact with someone with whom you have a strong emotional connection, the conversations and their presence don't drain you but instead create excitement and new motivation. This feeling can come from the comfort, mutual understanding, and encouragement that both of you share during your conversations. A fresh feeling after every conversation. When two people have a deep connection, you'll notice a distinct change in your mood and energy after each meeting. Conversations are not just exchanges of information but a process of transmitting positive energy. You may feel like you've been recharged after each conversation, as if negative thoughts and emotions have been cleared, making space for joy and energy. This is a sign of true emotional connection, where the relationship helps you grow and feel more confident in life. Boosting mental and emotional well-being. One of the key elements of a relationship is the ability to uplift each other's spirits. When you and the other person can create a positive shift in each other's energy, it's a sign of a strong and deep connection. A conversation can make you feel lighter, happier, and full of life. It's an interaction that not only brings happiness but also helps you face life's challenges with a more positive outlook. The energy shift after each encounter is not only a sign of a good relationship but also a proof of deep emotional connection. When you feel renewed and full of energy after each meeting, it's a strong indicator of the bond and affection that both of you share. This relationship is not just about sharing but about uplifting each other, helping both of you become stronger and more positive in life. Love, attraction, and connection between people don't always have to be expressed through words. Sometimes, a single glance, a small gesture, or even silence can speak volumes. The signs we've explored in today's video are not only signs of mutual attraction, but also proof of a relationship that's growing stronger with every subtle interaction. If you've noticed these signs in a relationship of yours, maybe it's a signal that you're on the right path. Relationships are not always built on grand declarations or dramatic actions. Often, it's the smallest moments, the fleeting looks, the unspoken gestures, that make all the difference. These are the true connections that quietly form the foundation of something much deeper. If you've recognized any of these signs in your own relationship, don't overlook them. These subtle signals might just be the beginning of something truly special. So, what about you? Have you noticed any signs in this video that you didn't recognize before? I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences, so feel free to share them in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like and subscribe to Shining Mirror-LVB for more content on psychology, love, attraction, and human relationships. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember, love often begins in the most unexpected and silent ways, so keep your heart open.